Hi. So, welcome to the NPA. Why is it playing this one? I wanted to play this one. Yeah. Welcome to the NPA season recap. This season was insane. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about each game practically. If I remember it, I'm going to be going over the team that I drafted, playoffs, and most importantly, I'm going to be going over the finals. Now, currently, the finals has not been released yet, so I don't know what you guys thought about it, like your comments. I don't know basically what any of you guys actually felt about the finals. So this video is kind of going to be like what I feel about it the day after we played last night. So yeah, let's go ahead and start off with the team. So our draft originally had Omastar, Turtonator, and Doublade over, I think it was Incineroar, Stakataka, and Ursaring, and then we had Gliscor over Celebi. Celebi was a mon that I wanted from the very beginning just because it was a stealth rocker that was very, very, very reliable. Lando T. So Lando T is a mon that I will never draft again. I think it's busted. I really, truly do. I think that it's honestly too good in 24-man format. However, as you can see by the 10 kills and 4 deaths that it got, I never swept anybody with it. I never did unbelievably amazing. Did I fill out every single week? I didn't fill out week 12. Oh, week 12 I got a forfeit. Either way. I never did like amazingly with it. It was never a mon that like I looked at and I was like, wow, that's insane. So I won't draft it again. It's not my playstyle, but some people I know are amazing with it. They're really good at being able to set up, but I think that just with how common hidden powers are these days, how it's a lot easier to beat, especially with Z moves being able to ensure that it can't set up for free, just be picked off with priority. So I definitely think that it's a good mon. It's not my playstyle. I won't be drafting it again. It's not something that I personally enjoyed about this season. I think Lando T was probably my least favorite mon on my entire draft. So, Celebi. This mon, in my opinion, is one of, if not my most reliable mons that I've ever used in my entire draft league career. It's something that consistently was able to get up rocks, was able to wall hits, get really good chip damage, pivot really, really well to give me really good like positioning in the battle. I think positioning is everything in this game. So I think that Celebi is a mon that every single draft I can look at and be like, Celebi would be really good on this team, no matter how many psychics you already have, in my opinion, personally. Also, I had an allergic reaction to something. My lip feels really, really swollen, and I don't like it, and it's kind of sort of stressing me out a little bit. Either way. But yeah, Celebi, very, 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 very good mon to this team. It was never the kill leader. It was never anything that like was like the biggest threat on the team. However, every single week that it came, it did its job, and it's something that I loved using. Ribombee, my favorite mon that I drafted this season. It's so good. Such a good choice specs user. A really good choice scarf user to try to counter some weather teams. Really, really good at being like a bulky roost sticky web setter. Really good at quiver dancing. It's really, really good against fatter teams, in my opinion. But no matter what the scenario was, I could look at Ribombee and say, Ribombee does really, really well this game. I just need to eliminate the bulky steel type because it can't really touch them. And with things like Mega Heracross, Thundurus, Stakataka, Incineroar, Landorus, T, Celebi, Ursaring, I always had ways of eliminating bulky steel type. So I think my team really supported Ribombee best out of anything on my entire draft. I definitely think that Ribombee was the best supported member, and that's why I think I enjoyed it so much, because it was so easy for me to just use. It went 11-3. That's not even counting playoffs, where I think it did even better. I think it got more kills against PaPaSea. I had the first round bye. I don't think it got any kills against Leo, but there was somebody else I feel like it got more kills against, but it did so well this season. I loved Ribombee. I'm definitely going to draft it again. Yeah, I'm definitely going to draft it again. It's so, so good. Alolan Persian, my second season in a row using this thing in NPA. I love this Pokemon. I really, truly do. It's so good for utility. Like, I think a lot of people, what they fail to do in draft leagues is they fail to get a dedicated utility Pokemon, something that can always taunt, knock off, pivot around, something that can parting shot, something that can like encore if they need to. Just this mon, it was so good at utility because of how fast it was, how bulky it was with fur coat, being able to click foul play against certain mons to be able to force them to take a ton of damage. And it has really good coverage too, like Technician, Hidden Power. I think I used Technician, like Life Orb, Technician, Fake Out plus Hidden Power Fire to take out the Galvantula against Sin was unbelievably good. The Choice Scarf set against Leo in finals was really, really cool. But I think that this mon, it's so good for even a tier 5 or a tier 4. I think it's very, 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 very good. Definitely one of my favorite mons. Definitely one of my favorite mons. Yeah, loved it. Loved Alolan Persian. Golbat, it's a Golbat. I don't really care too much about Golbat personally. It's like, meh. It was good for the team because it gave me a bulky Defogger, and it gave me another Defogger that was not Lando, Ribombee, or Thundurus, and that's really, really important. And it gave me a default, and it gave me like a Defogger that could also learn Taunt, which was really, really cool. So I needed that. Didn't bring it that much. Didn't do the best this season. Meh. I'm not disappointed with it, but I didn't expect a whole lot from it. Ursaring, I loved using this Pokemon. Like the few times I did bring it, I think it had a great matchup. It's something that I think in like a lower tier draft it has a lot more use, because of the speed tier gap being completely different. Being able to use Quick Feet with like Facade just is so good. I really like this Pokemon. I don't think my team supported it the best, but it gave me a really good wall breaker that wasn't Mega Heracross if I needed a different wall breaker because the team just had really good like flying spam or something like that. I really liked Ursaring. Something that I definitely want to try again. It's a mon that I think it has its position in draft format. I just personally didn't fulfill it the best, in my opinion, but I really liked it. Mega Heracross. Let me tell you guys, this Pokemon, one of my favorite megas. So Mega Houndoom is a very high mega on my priority list. I love Mega Houndoom. It's so good. Mega Heracross, unbelievable. Never having to run attack investment and still being able to two-shot somebody's entire team is stupid. Stupid. I love that. Mega Tier 3, it was a steal. Honestly, it was a steal. It was more of a steal, in my opinion, than Dan's team of getting Victini, Salamence, Mega Mawile, Alolan Ninetales. Like, Mega Heracross and Mega Tier 3 was better than all of that. So I'm totally okay with this mon. It was so good. Loved it to death. I definitely want to draft it again. I think the combination of Ribombee plus Mega Heracross for bug spam was so useful this season because it's a different type of spam that people don't really prepare for. You know, people don't really look at bug spam and they're like, wow, that's scary. But with like Bug Buzz, Moonblast, Pin Missile, Close Combat, like that's really good coverage, you know? So I really liked Mega Heracross. It's definitely a mon that I want to draft again. Thundurus T, this is my second time using it. I'm never going to draft it again. It's not my cup of tea, personally. I don't like wall-breaking electric types. So neither one of the Thunduruses, or the Lando or Thundurus T, I'm not going to draft again. Torn T, I love to death, so because it's more of a utility mon. I don't like it because I feel as though it was way too frail for its own good. Whenever I needed it to live a hit for me to be able to... Hold on, did John message me back? No, he did not. Okay, John, I see you. Whenever I needed it to live a hit, it usually did, but it... Unlimited Z-moves, it was cool and all. I'll never draft it again. And I only say that I'll never draft it again for the simple reason of it's just... I prefer low-tier wall breakers because... Things like Linoon, for example, right? That is one of the best wall breakers in the game, in my opinion. Things like Ursaring, Ribombee, Mega Heracross, like I love those wall breakers. Those wall breakers are cool. If I'm gonna get an electric type, I want it to be like Heliolisk, where it can be like a cleaner. This thing wasn't fast enough to be a cleaner. I want something like Zapdos, something that is bulky enough to be able to fit the entire team, consistently live a hit, and be just an absolute annoyance to my opponent. This was not able to do that. So, as an electro type goes, not my cup of tea. Won't draft it again. I did enjoy using it this season. I think I used it decently well. Not the best, but it was very, very cool. Vaporeon. Man. Lynx Forte, you are so freaking loyal. I loved this mon, right? I loved it just because it always came in clutch when I needed it. It always got the Scald Burns when I needed to. It always lived a hit. It was able to wish up. It was able to protect. It was able to do the Vaporeon thing very, 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 very well, which I haven't been able to do with Vaporeon up until this season. And Lynx Forte, the Vaporeon, you are so freaking loyal. Whew. Loved this mon this season. So, so good. 2 kills, 7 deaths. It went up in playoffs. Man. Such a good Pokemon. Such a good Pokemon. Loved it. It was more so the fact, I don't even know if this is like completely updated. Is it? It must be. It must be completely updated. Either way. I love this Pokemon. So good. It's a very good bulky water type. However, as far as bulky water types go, it's not my favorite bulky water type. I think my favorite would still probably be... I don't know, man. I love Milotic. I love Suicune. I love Jellicent. I love Vaporeon. I love Slowking. I love Slowbro. Like, so many bulky water types are just so good. I love Politoed. God. So many good bulky water types. This just now goes onto that list with them for me. I've used all of those mons before, by the way, so it's like they're just all reliable. Stakataka. Wow. I really underestimated this thing. I only brought it to 2 games. I think maybe 3 if you include playoffs. 4-2. It basically beat Dan single-handedly for me in his busted team. But holy crap. I didn't need attack investment. I just needed a Trick Room up. So I think that this thing would be unbelievably good in somebody like Discount Kyle's hands, where he's really good with Trick Room. He loves things like Necrozma, so he can set up Trick Room with Necrozma, go into Stakataka, and get a couple kills. For me, I enjoyed it. I'll probably draft it again. I liked it a lot. Stakataka is very, 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 very cool. I like Stakataka. I think the thing that hurts it the most is my team didn't have the best resistances to what it was weak to. Like, ground, my ground resist was like Mega Heracross. Was like Golbat and Celebi. Not the best. My fighting resist was Golbat and Lando T. And so not really the best resistances to what it had. Looking at it in hindsight, that's obvious, but I still think I used it well, and I still think that it has a lot of potential in the Draft League format, and it's something that I definitely want to use. And last, but certainly not least, let's go ahead and take a look at Incineroar. If I got to use Intimidate with this thing, I would have liked it a whole hell of a lot more. It's stupid that I wasn't allowed to use Intimidate. My personal opinion. I should have been able to use it. It's just how I feel. Just like how whoever got Decidueye should have been able to use Long Reach Decidueye. I just think that it would make a whole lot more sense. Doesn't change. Here's my reasoning for that. So, Incineroar. It's normally ran as like a bulky Assault Vest Mon, right? It's not ran as a setup sweeper right now. So it's not like you had a setup sweeping Mon that now gains an entire set of defensive because of Intimidate. It was already a bulky pivot Mon. Yeah, you could run Banded with it and use Intimidate to live a couple more hits, but it's best like as an Assault Vest bulky offensive Mon. This just helped that out. It's not like it gave it an entire new aspect of it. Like if you look at Protean Greninja versus Torrent Greninja, right? That literally takes it and moves it to a whole nother level. It takes it and it makes this offensive Mon that like that's just so good to making it this almost uber Pokemon that can just break through anything. Intimidate didn't do that with this Mon. I think that it was fine to use it. And it's not like it was Contrary Superior, where it took it and it moved it from like a tier 4 Mon to like a tier 2 Mon. Like like, or tier 5. I think Superior probably would have been tier 5 before it had Contrary, because it was just so bad. And moved it all the way up to like a tier 2. Like, that's not how it works with this ability that it gained. So I think it's kind of stupid that I wasn't able to use it. I wasn't able to use it the way that it can be used now that Intimidate is legal. But it's still a great mon. Loved Incineroar. I'll definitely be using it again. Just fake out U-turn to get some really good chip damage off on things. And now being able to Intimidate. Darkest Lariat to not care about things like Iron Defenses. I think that'd be really, really cool against somebody who really likes setup or Uniclus with like Acid Armor, Iron Defense on... what's that thing called? Necrozma. Like, I think it's such a good Pokemon. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Overall, my team, I'm super happy with it. Lando, Thundy, didn't like either one of them. Never going to draft them again. If I didn't have Lando and Thundy and I had 2 other tier 1s, like if I had like a Salamence and... Let's actually take a look at what all I could have had in tiers. If I had like a Salamence and a... I had a Salamence and a Mew, or like a Salamence and a Tapu Fini or Tapu Koko. Like, I would have liked it a whole lot more. I think I could have utilized the team a whole lot more. But either way, I'm not complaining. I won this season. I won the championship without a dragon type. I just want that to sink in. To everybody who thinks Fire, Water, Grass, Dragon, Fairy, Steel, you need to have... You don't. You need to have a team that works well together. You need to have a team that supports itself. And I think I had a team that supported a couple mons really, really well. One being Ribombee, one being Mega Heracross. Both of them flourished on my team. Another one being Thundurus. I think I supported that pretty well. And another one being Celebi, being a really good glue to the team. So, to anybody who thinks you need to have a Dragon, Fairy, Steel and a Fire, Water, Grass, you don't. You need a really good team that synergizes well together. But that's pretty much a team breakdown. I'm super happy with this, dude. I'm super happy with this team. It'll be a team that I remember for a really, really, really long time. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at the season, right? Week 1, Tampa Bay Luxrays. He had the Rain team. I remember Celebi putting in the finest of work, just never dying, and having Choice Scarfed Ribombee to just be an absolute menace to his team. I think that's wherever my love for Ribombee just came into play. Mons that have that high of speed stat that are not megas, I love. Like Alakazam, Torn T, Ribombee, something that is like super elite speed. Tapu Koko, so good. And it really just showed why that type of speed is really, 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 really good. Let me go ahead and change this song real quick. We'll do this one. Yeah, we'll do this one. I like this one. But yeah, so good. I think if I was able to have Ursaring in that game, I probably would have brought like a more Trick Room-y team, because Ursaring and Trick Room did a very, very, very good job against his team. Why is it being so quiet? That was really weird. I couldn't hear the music at all through my headphones. But super fun game. Week 2 versus Boff and the Rochester Rhydons. I misplayed really hard in that game. I made some really bad predictions. Boffin played really well in that game. He just bested me, and that's something that Boff has seemed to do every single time I played him. He's like... So there are a couple people that you guys will find in draft leagues you just will never be able to beat, ever. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. They just always have your number. Boff is one of them, and Mono Tui is one of them for me. So I definitely think that I had a chance in this game. I just kind of sort of choked. It is what it is. I don't think I made any super bad misplays to the points where I look back on it and I'm like, wow, I sucked. But I still choked a little bit. So, the Cedar Rapid Thundurus. This was the Fake Out Persian team. I forget everything else. Oh, that's the one where I had Incineroar and it did really, 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 really well. And he brought like a special Zardax and burnt me with like a flamethrower. I think if he had webs up that game, I would have lost. Yeah. right? Mm-hmm. Oh, and that was the week that I brought like the sub bulk up Mega Heracross. I remember that because it was able to like tank hits from like Golurk or something like that, and Ferrothorn. That's what it was. Golurk and Ferrothorn. I could set up on both of those, and he needed both of them. Ferrothorn for Lando, and then Golurk was his only good switch into Mega Heracross. Really, really like that game. Really, really like that game. Week 4 was my favorite week of the entire season. That was where I had Healing Wish Celebi into Corkscrew Crash Lando T to win the game against CrimsonCBAD. There we go. One of my favorite games in Draft League history, CrimsonCBAD. If you don't know, the first time we played ever, I 6-0'd him with a Curse Baton Pass Sylveon into White Herb Talonflame. The video is still up on my channel, and ever since then, Chase has just skyrocketed in skill level since then, and he's gotten so much better. And having a 1-0 game against him, comparing that to like our first game ever, it was just really, really cool. Absolutely loved this. Yeah, absolutely love this game. So then we move on to Dan, aka aDrive, Stack Attacka. A-Baby, that's where Stack Attacka really gave me like some good confirmation that I enjoy this Pokemon. It's something that I really enjoyed using in general. I loved this Mon. I loved this week. I expected to lose this game, and I expected 110% to lose it big because of Victini broke through my team. As you can tell, I don't have the best for like super offensive fire types. I have Vaporeon, and that's it. Which is something that I really want to work on in future drafts. I want to be able to have another resist to Vaporeon that can take multiple hits. I also like here I had Incineroar. With Intimidate it's a lot better, but still. So either way, very fun game. I feel like that was the 3rd time I beat Dan, and then he beat me in P4G for a 3-1 record. Either way, I love playing Dan. I'm hoping to get to play more in the future. Very fun game. Week 6 is whenever I played Redithan. He forfeited versus me. Whatever. Tapu Koko Puffs. First time we played him. That's who I played in playoffs. Tapu Koko Puffs. I'm trying to think. Was that the game that I got really salty in playoffs? Yeah, that was the game that I got super salty in. I'll go over that later. That game was really weird. He didn't bring Nihilego when I thought that Nihilego, like, destroyed me. He didn't bring Gyarados when Gyarados, like, destroyed me. But I had to bring, like, a Choice Scarf to ride Bombi, or, like, an offensive Pixie Plate ride Bombi. It was something like that. To be able to beat Nihilego. So scary. But I ended up winning 4-0. I think he had like Kasib Berry or Kebia Berry, whichever one's the poison one, for, I think it's Kebia. Yeah, it's Kebia. For Sludge Wave Lando T, which I didn't bring. Still a great game. Still a great game. I loved playing Blue. I actually got to meet him at a Pokemon event, like March-ish, maybe February. It was still really cold outside. But still, very fun game. Very good friend of mine. I will always remember meeting him and him being such a nice person to me. New York Lynx, Vaporeon. This is the game where Vaporeon literally sat there. It didn't die. It couldn't die. Even after it got tricked, it still sat there for like another 6 turns. Such a good showing from Vaporeon that game. It was the type of game to where you look at it and you're like, wow. Vaporeon was just so fat. It was so fat. Just worked. It just worked. Pittsburgh. So this game was weird. He brought like special Zygarde. He brought Zapdos, which like I think it was like offensive Zapdos. And he brought like I think it was like just plain agility Lucario. And not Nasty Plot Lucario. I think it was just agility Lucario. But I think that if he brought, like, just bulky Dragon Dance Zygarde, I couldn't beat it, personally, because, like, 1,000 Arrows, Crunch, 1,000 arrows, believe it or not, after Stealth Rock's like +2 Oko's Ribombi. I can hit Foul Play against it, but if he's like Coil, Dragon Dance 1,000 arrows, E-Speed, can't beat it. I could Taunt it, but if he set up before I click Taunt, 1,000 arrows into 1,000 arrows killed me. This outsped it and could hit Ice Punch if I was Quick Feet, but if he got up 1 Dragon Dance, I couldn't beat it. Or if he like set up 2 Coils and Extreme Speed me, it Oko'd me. Mega Heracross couldn't beat it because it doesn't get Ice Punch. Thunderous T is outsped at +1, and I think 1,000 arrows after Stealth Rock's Okos. Vaporeon could Ice Beam it, but if it's set up enough on me and it was like Weakness Policy, really foul, like Dragon Dance Coil, couldn't beat it. 1,000 arrows, 1,000 arrows. So I think that Tup made a little bit of a prepping error in that, not bringing that Zygarde set, and I think that ultimately lost him the game. He said that his front office convinced him of Special Zygarde. I think that was a bad play on his front office's call, personally, but it just did so much work versus my team. But it was still a great game. It just felt really weird. The game against the Colorado Rapidash, I remember I played as AC. I don't remember much about the game. Straw Hat Swamperts, I lost 1-0 because I forgot Dodrio got freaking Quick Attack, and that pissed me off. And then this was a forfeit game. So that season was actually pretty cool. Playoffs, I played Tapu Koko Puffs round 1. I got frozen, and I stayed frozen for like 4 turns, and I was unbelievably salty. Unbelievably salty. I deserve to be salty. Wasn't salty at Blue. Love Blue to death. He knows I wasn't salty with him. He knows that I love him to death. But a lot of people said that I wouldn't have restarted if I froze him in playoffs. I would have. I would have. I've restarted in playoffs before. I've given people wins in playoffs before because of freezes. I think freezes are so stupid. But I got to give him his rematch. And I beat him again. Moved on to semifinals, where I played PaPaSea again, and again, Vaporeon just sat there. It just sat there. Oh my god, I loved Vaporeon. I brought it to 10 games of the 12 in the regular season, and I brought it to, I think, all 3 playoff games. Brought it 13 out of the 15 weeks. So good. Such a staple to my team. Really did its job well. Trying to think, what else was that game? I think that was about it. Vaporeon was just so fat. Didn't get toxic. And then in the finals, so the big game that I really wanted to talk about with you guys. So, So the finals with Leo, right? We played in call. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it yet, but I feel like some of you guys are going to be a little upset about it. We played in call, and neither one of us really tried to, like, make it the most competitive thing in the world. It was a month late, and we just both kind of were like, okay, we need to get this done. We need to get this up. Finish the league. It doesn't matter how we finish it. Neither one of us cared who won. Like, we cared, but if, like, the other person won, we weren't going to be upset that the other person lost. It's just how it was. So, like, that's why we were in call, and I think I told him my lead. I told him my Alolan Persian set. I told him, like, exactly what some calcs did. He told me, like, I think he said that his Steelix, like, didn't have any attack investment, which kind of sort of helped. But ultimately, I won that game because Leo told me to go for the Double Protect, because I would get Double Protect. If he didn't tell me to click Double Protect, I wasn't going to go for it. And I said that in his commentary of it, but ultimately, I feel bad for going for the Double Protect. I do. Because I feel like I took the championship away from Leo off of a 50% chance. And I feel bad about that. But at the same time, I know that if we were playing, like, and it was the most competitive thing ever, and we were both, like, feeling ourselves, We both know that going for the double protect was the right play. Like Kyle did it in his P4G Week 1 match against John, aka PokeMEN. But yeah, I feel bad about that. But at the same time, I got my second championship. That's awesome. I'm unbelievably happy to have a second championship. Especially in the NPA. I came in like 4th last season. And I went from having a P4G championship, making the finals of P4G, to getting a championship in this one. So it's like, so I feel like my skill in a game that's highly reliant on RNG is there, and I feel good about that. It's just some of the stuff that happened in NPA this season really just made me angry and killed a lot of my passion for Mons. Like, so many times I would reach out to my opponent, they wouldn't respond until they would say, "Hey, are you ready to battle today?" And that kind of sort of pissed me off. Waiting a month to do the finals, it sucked, and it kind of sort of made me lose a lot of hope and faith in just the enjoyment of the game. Granted, it was partially my fault. I'm not going to like say that it's not my fault. It is partially my fault, but either way. By partially my fault, I mean like I got hurt. Can't really change much about that. But yeah. So this season I considered a great success. If I lost the finals, I would still have considered it a great success. I'm looking forward to doing more draft leagues. So I kind of wanted to take a little break, but P4G has a couple more weeks left, right? I just built 3 teams out of the last 5 weeks that we have. I'm playing 2 of them this week out of the last 5 weeks that I have left to do. I think there's only 4 actual weeks. I need to do 5 because I didn't play Lynx when I was hurt. And I'm doing APA Little Cup. So once P4G is done, I don't think I'm making playoffs in that. I might. I'm not sure. I don't think I will though. I have some really difficult opponents to play. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do APA Little Cup. And then the next league that comes up that is YouTube upload, like NPA or P4G, I'm going to do 1. And I'm going to stick to just 1, because if you don't know, I got a new job. I now work with at-risk teens in my local area, which is a pretty bad area. Like once you get away from my house, like 20 minutes, it's actually a really bad area. It's like it's actually the biggest city for heroin in the United States. So working with at-risk teens is actually really, really, really enjoyable. Trying to make a difference in their life. So I think once APA P4G is done, APA Little Cup is fun because it's like Little Cup. It's not like that serious. So I think I might be able to do like 1 real league with it. But I think I'm going to just stick to 1 league from now on. Having NPA, P4G. I joined a league on the side. I did like 1 game with it. Haven't really looked at the doc since. Don't really care to personally. And then APA LC. It's kind of just been a little bit of too much. So I think I'm just going to stick to 1 league from now on. And I think I'm going to start uploading Fortnite, guys. I love Fortnite. It's my passion right now. It really, truly is. But yeah. NPA Season 4 champions. The Maryland Terrapins. Pretty freaking cool to have 2 championships underneath my belt. It feels great. It feels really, really good. But I hope you guys did enjoy the season. I'm sorry the championships was so late. I really, truly am, guys. Not much I could have done about it, but I am sorry. I am sorry that I was so late, but I hope you did enjoy the season. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below for me. Let me know which game of the entire season was your favorite, because that would be really, really cool to see like which game you guys enjoyed the most. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.